It's called the Stinky Fire. Is anyone monitoring, or have they tested the air quality to make sure that it's safe for the residents that are?
I couldn't answer that question as far as checking the air quality. We have been fighting the fire. That's what we've been working on mine. And there may be somebody else that can answer that. I know TCQ has been notified. TCQ obviously has air monitoring and all that under them as well. But all of ours are mainly for our landfill permit is what we're looking at here at this point in time.
So no air quality samples or anything have been taken at this time?
I wouldn't know the answer to that. That's not in my purview right now.
Okay. And kind of bouncing off her question on cause, can you tell us like what investigations are going to be done and when we'll be given a cause for it?
Well, I don't know that we can give you an exact cause. I don't know that we're ever going to be able to do that. But what I can tell you, and I wrote a list down because I want to make sure that we get this message out. There are, and after the press conference yesterday, I had a couple of questions that came to me talking about, well, if you don't allow chemicals in there, you don't allow batteries in there, then how in the world does it start? Well, people do stuff that's not legal. They do it all the time. But what we'll tell you is that car batteries, lead acid batteries, lithium batteries, and that could be small ones inside of a toy. They are things that can cause a fire if they're brought in there. We don't allow those in there. Household chemicals like paint thinners, solvents, cleaners, those things can leak, they can react. They can start fires under the surface, and that's what makes it so challenging, because a lot of times you can't see it when it's originating, which has happened on Sunday when we were closed. So no one is out there at that point in time. As soon as we got the call, we were there. And I've been doing this for 30 years, and this is not the first landfill fire I've seen. And they all generally are caused by something like that, a chemical reaction. Or could be, like I said, batteries or something like that. Generally, when someone's there, they'll see that when it's occurring, and they can turn that waste over and they can address it immediately by moving that over to an area that does not have waste underneath that. There is methane inside of landfills. We have methane collection systems at our landfill, just so everyone knows that too. There's a lot of discussion about that yesterday from what we were hearing. We have a very complex methane collection system that is in that landfill. Every time we go up layers and we continue to build that up, we continue to build up that methane system with it. That's burned off on a flare out there. Doesn't mean there's still not pockets of methane in there. But landfill is very porous as well, the way that's compacted. So you're going to have areas of air in there. Air creates the opportunity for fire to leak there. So that's probably the best way that I can explain that. Just people, please be careful with what you're putting in your waste and make sure that you're not putting things in there that could eventually start a fire.
I've had a bunch of people getting a hold of me on this and saying that the landfill hasn't been covered in a long time. The layers, like you were talking about, the layers, they haven't been doing that. So what factor does poor maintenance play into this?
I don't know that it's poor maintenance. I think that you can probably go to any landfill anywhere, especially in the Texas Panhandle. When wind blows, you're never going to cover all your trash because it's moving around. As far as the active working phase is concerned, that's what we call it. That's the terminology we use. It's a smaller footprint that we do put daily cover on. Now, anything outside of that blows, we try to take care of that. That's why we have these large fences that are out there. They're called catch fences that catch that blowing material. But as you know, here in the Texas Panhandle, wind blows 40, 50 miles an hour on a regular basis around here. So you're going to have trash that's uncovered. And I'm assuming that that's what they're referring to. We have permanent requirements that we try to meet. You can't always meet those, and that's in any landfill as far as getting every bit of every piece of paper, piece of cardboard covered up inside of a landfill. Thank you.
Any other questions? So again, thank you guys for coming. In recap, our damage assessments of a little earlier this afternoon are 52 homes destroyed. 1 has major damage, 1 sustained minor, or 7 sustained minor damage, 17 are affected, bringing the total to 77 homes have been impacted by this fire. All evacuation orders will be lifted as of 4 p.m. this afternoon. Resources for those displaced from this fire can be found through 211. Physical and monetary donations are being accepted. Physical are at the Women's Center Thrift City located at 812 Southwest 10th, as well as the Bushland ISD admin building. And then monetary donations can go through the Amarillo Area Foundation. With that, there are no more questions. Thank you for your time this afternoon. Did that clear it up? Sorry. Okay. Great, thank you.